So in this video, I'm going to discuss some important points in inheritance. So the prerequisite for this video is inheritance. If you haven't checked out, you can check out my playlist where I've got several things on inheritance. So let's move on with first important point. In C++ classes, the default mode of visibility is private. Let's create a class. So the class name would be, let's suppose, A. And let me declare some variables int A and int B. Use a function as well. Or let me initialize them to 0. Now inside the main function, let me create an object for it, A, B, J. Now let me output obj dot A. So as you can see, this is inaccessible as this is by default private. So in C++ classes, the default access specifier is private. The next important point is the private members of a class are never inherited. Now let me create a class again with name A. Inside the public or rather private access specifier, let me have int A. Let me also have a function for demonstration void display out prints. Let me create another class which inherits class A. Public specifier is specified. So we cannot use A now. Let me say void inside the public access specifier. Let me say void manipulate A is equal to 7. This is not possible as A is inaccessible. This is under the private access specifier, so it's accessible. So in inherited classes, the private members of the base class is inaccessible. The next important point is the protected members of a class can be accessed by derived classes but not by objects. This means that the member variables and functions declared inside the protected access specifier of the base class can be accessed by the derived class but not by the objects. Okay, let me have a class named A, and inside protected access specifier, let me have a variable A. And now let me inherit the class A using class B. So class B is a derived class. So let me say it has its variable on, so int B. Now another function point manipulate. I say A is equal to 7. As you can see, inside the class A, in the protected access specifier, we have a variable named A, and B is a derived class, so it can access variable A here. So there's no error showing over. Now, inside the main function, let me create an object of class B, obj. But as you can see, now it cannot access the protected member of class A. So A is inaccessible. The last important point is in inheritance, an ambiguity can rise using functions with the same name in different classes. So to avoid this ambiguity, we use class resolution operator. Okay, now let me create a class A, and inside the public access specifier, let me have a variable A. We also have member function void display cout derived class function called. Now let me create a derived class B which inherits class A. Inside the public access specifier, let me have int B. Let me also have the same function called display but with different definition. Let me say, oh, because it should be base class. Here it should be derived class function call. Right. Now inside the main function, I would create an object of class B and name it as object obj. Now suppose I want to use the display function for class A. So to use the specific function, I will use the class resolution operator in this. First write the name of the object dot. Now name of the class for which you have to use the display function. So I want to use the display function of class A suppose. So name of the class, then class resolution operator, and then the function display. Similarly, I want to use the display function for class B. So obj dot name of the class resolution operator, and display function. Now we are using the specific functions we want. So first I have used this function. Next I have used this function using class resolution operator. Check the output. As you can see, first the base class function is called as we used uh, class resolution operator for A. So base class function called, then the derived class function called as we have used class resolution operator for B. So that's it about the important points in inheritance. Please make sure to subscribe our channel if you are not subscribed so that this video reaches more people. Thank you.